Hello everyone. In the last video, I've shown you how to create event listeners in JavaScript and how to call nameless functions. In this video, I'm going to show you how to generate random numbers and store the values in an arrays. So this is the example web page which I've created to generate the random numbers. So for example, we will ask the user to type the number of numbers he wants to generate, population of numbers, and he clicks a generate button, and it's displayed there and at the same time stored in an array. And then when you sort the numbers, then you can also reverse the numbers. Simple as that. So we are going to generate random numbers depending on the population specified by the user. We'll store them in an array and display them and sort them and reverse them. Okay. So let's head over to our W3 schools and create a file for that. Okay. So we'll call it random numbers. Then let's create the file. And then to make a long story short, let me go to my basic HTML in W3 schools. So that I just copy this and I can start right away start with pasting it there. Okay, so generating, we call this generating random numbers and storing them to an array. Okay, so we'll put two breakpoints. The first thing that we will do is to ask for uh, the population of numbers that's to be generated. So we are going to use an input tag for that, like this. Let me just copy that. So the ID for the input is called n numbers, and the type is number, and we have the label assigned to it as the question: how many numbers to generate? Okay. Now we can run this, find out what happens now. Slash, I think it's capital. Okay. Let me check. Yes, it's capital. Uh, okay, let me just check what's missing first. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just run this. Here it is now. You can copy you can view this in a new tab to make sure, and then just remove the preview so that we don't miss out on the name of the URL. So that's what we have there. Anyway, we can also run it away right there and then. No? So in our case, I'd like to show it in the actual web page. This is what we are going to do. We are going to ask how many numbers to generate, and we are going to put a button beside it. So let's head over to our source code again, and then you can put the button here, and put the BR. Okay, and save this. Now let's write the function, the JavaScript function, to generate the numbers. So likewise, we'll put it in a script tag. Okay. So what we are going to do is first, we have assigned the what we have done is we have assigned the button BT and gen numbers. And what we are going to do is to assign an event listener to the click event in this button. Okay, so we're going to use document get element by ID, BT and gen numbers, and we add an event listener to the click button, and then we close the brace, close parentheses. Remember that always, and the semicolon. Okay. Now we will use variables. N numbers is the value of the input, n numbers, and then we are going to use n, okay, as our okay, as the number to be generated, and j we are going to use loops, okay, and then numbers is our r numbers is our text generator that will display uh, that will display the random numbers that are generated in a paragraph. Okay, so we'll have to do that. So we'll make a paragraph here. P ID of R numbers. Okay, and then we have NP. Okay, let's save this. That's what we are going to do to this event. Okay, first we are going to get the numbers that are specified. For example, we will store it in the value or the in the variable n numbers of JavaScript. Okay. Take note, no, n numbers here. There's a variable n numbers in JavaScript. There's also an ID for the input, okay, n numbers in HTML. We're just trying to make them uniform so that it will be easier to remember. However, the value of n numbers variable in JavaScript is taken from the input variable n numbers in the HTML. Okay, so let's run this. Refresh. So we have the button, okay, like this. Now, the next thing to do is to generate the random number. Let's generate one random number first. Okay, we will do that by the math.random. Okay, this is called math.random. So a random number is generated by math.random, but the random number created is a fractional number. So what we do is to multiply it by 100, okay, and then optionally add one. It's just a way to generate one more random number, and then you can add one or not, no, and then round it also using the same math.round. Okay. Now at the same time, we can already show, okay, show this using by using the R numbers paragraph, okay, in the HTML above. We'll do that like this. Get document element by ID R numbers. R numbers, remember, is our paragraph, and our value is n. Semicolon. Okay. Let's try that. So refresh. Let's refresh this. So let's just type any number. Anyway, we know that this generates only one random number. Okay. So how do we generate several random numbers? We are going to use a for loop. First, we are going to store them in an array. So we declare that array here. Okay. Okay. A numbers. Let's call that array A numbers. This is an array of numbers. This is how we declare an array in JavaScript. Okay. By assigning it set notation. Okay. At the same time, in the generate button, okay, before we generate the button, we'll also initialize that here. Say A numbers equals, okay, that initializes the array to store the numbers. Okay, and then we are going to use a for loop. We're going to use a for loop to generate the n numbers, where for j is equal to 0. This is the start of the loop. R numbers, this is also another accumulator. which starts at an empty string, and we will stop when j is equal to n numbers, and we'll do a j plus plus, okay, every time. This will generate the needed numbers of a population of random numbers, okay. And then we will add it to our display by saying, okay, uh, r numbers, okay, r numbers is equal to plus equals, okay, plus equals, it is a string accumulator, equals n, the value of n, okay, plus a blank space. So anything added with a string becomes a string. That's how it is in JavaScript, okay. And we will also add it to the array. So we'll say, to add to an array, we say a numbers dot push. That's how we add it. We add the number n to the array a numbers. Okay, let's comment that out. Add n to the array a. Okay, that's what it does. And basically we're done. Okay, basically we're done. What we need to do next is uh, sort and reverse the numbers. Let's try this anyway first, okay? If we have the numbers generated, okay? Let's refresh this. We'll have five. We still didn't generate. Have we saved it? Yes. Let's find out why it doesn't loop. Okay. Okay. Let's refresh again. Maybe we haven't refreshed. Okay. Let's try five. Okay. So we will have to debug this by doing console.log. Okay. btn gen numbers. This is btn gen numbers. This is n numbers. So maybe we can put the console.log here to find out where what's wrong. Pass clear. The n numbers is plus n numbers. Okay, let's save this, and then we'll open the console like that, and then we refresh. Maybe I've used the wrong pass there, no? So the n numbers is 5, but it only generated one number. Okay, let's look at that. No? Our math.round is inside this. Okay, R numbers. No, because this should be R numbers. Okay, now we got it. So we'll remove the console.log. Okay, and then run it again. 5. So now it generates 5 numbers, and it's being listed on the array A. Okay, and then aside from that, we are also going to put a button after the array of random numbers. We are going to put a button. So we'll call it button sort numbers. Okay. Sort the numbers. Okay, that's our button, and we'll put a br and later. No, can we put two brs? Yes, I think, yeah, that will be much clearer. Okay, and then we'll add an uh, okay. We'll add an event listener for that. Okay, our event listener. We'll close it with this, make sure. And then we'll declare two numbers, R numbers, which is the same R numbers, which we are going to, S numbers na lang, S numbers, which we are going to display the sorted numbers. So we'll have a paragraph called S numbers. Okay. So this paragraph will display the sorted numbers. Okay. So S numbers. And then we have, of course, the loop counter J. Okay. Okay. To sort the numbers, okay, we'll just say A numbers dot sort. And we pass a function with two parameters A, B. Okay. It's a nameless. This is how to pass a function to the sort function provided by JavaScript. We'll just return A minus B. That's if you want to uh, sort the functions ascendingly. If you want to sort the numbers descendingly, you can say B minus A. Okay? And our S numbers we will initialize to an empty string. Like that. Okay? Now, we are going to use a special loop here. Okay? Called for loop. No? So for each, it's a for each loop. For n of A numbers. A numbers is already sorted. This means that for n, which is every n of A numbers starting from A0 to the length of A numbers. Okay? And then we'll just say R numbers is plus equals n plus the same way we did. Okay? So it will generate the sorted numbers. And then okay, we will now write it okay to our paragraph. Let's recall that paragraph no at assorted numbers lang. No? It's much clearer that way. And then we display it here. Okay. So we are going to display the sorted numbers okay using the R numbers accumulator. But it's taken from the sorted numbers in the array A numbers. Let's run that. Okay. There's an error. Okay. So S numbers. So this is S numbers. No? That should be a colon. Okay. S numbers. This should be a colon. Okay. This should be S numbers, and this should be S numbers because this is sorted numbers. Okay. Let's run that again. Okay, we don't have the error. Let's try 10. Generate. That's the 10 numbers. We sort the numbers. Now it's sorted. Okay. So now let's go back to our web page so that we will add a button. Okay. We'll put a BR after the paragraph. Likewise, we'll put two BRs. Okay, and then we will add another button which will reverse the numbers. No? Okay, so we call the button reverse numbers. We'll rename this and we call this reverse number. Okay. So what we'll do here is just copy our document, or rather our event handler for the button sort numbers. Okay, we'll use it for BTN reverse numbers. Okay, we'll just copy it here. And instead of looking for BTN sort numbers, we'll say BTN reverse numbers. And then instead of sorting, we can do a return B minus A, but there's also a reverse function. Okay. And then our paragraph, okay, will be reverse numbers. So we will, okay, display it on reverse numbers. We don't need to change the variable. Okay. So I think that does that. No? We will refresh. Anyway, we'll know if there's an error. There's no error, so we'll generate 10 numbers. So there's an error. Most probably there's an error in here, no? Because this is the numbers. This is the thing that we've added. Okay. Oh yes, there it is. No? There are two parentheses, close quotes. Let's refresh this. That's a problem now. Let's generate. Yes. Let's sort the numbers. Okay. And then we reverse the numbers. It doesn't show. We'll find out now. We'll find out why. Let's go back to this. We have S numbers plus equals reverse. This should be reverse. Okay. Let's refresh that. Let's generate the numbers. Let's sort the numbers. Reverse the numbers. It still doesn't show. Okay. Sorry, I lost that. Let's just open it again. Okay. Anyway, let me check my code. It's S numbers. Then reverse numbers. Is this the correct one? Reverse numbers. Let's just copy this. Maybe we have the wrong ID. Okay. There's no change, so there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. We have reverse BT and reverse numbers. So let's put a console.log to do that. Okay. And then let's inspect. And then refresh. Okay. So we say 5, generate the numbers, sort the numbers. Okay. Let's look at our console. So there's a type error there and on page line 20. So there it is. No? Add event listener. Click. Okay. BT and reverse. We missed the S there. So it's clear. No? Reverse numbers. Okay. Now let's refresh this. Let's look at our console. There's no error. So let's 5, sort the numbers, generate the numbers. Okay, rather reverse the numbers. It's running now. So we can remove our console.log and then we'll add more to our generate numbers. Okay. Okay. We will erase the previous numbers that were okay. We have sorted numbers. Okay, we will erase the sorted numbers and then we will also erase the reverse numbers. Okay, just copy this and change this to reverse. We have to be careful with the reverse because we made an error earlier. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay. Let's type 5. We generate the numbers, we sort the numbers, we reverse the numbers. We generate the numbers again and yeah, there. So that's about it. Okay. So If you can view the page source. So what did we do here? First, we generated random numbers using the math.random, and we rounded it off also using math.round, and stored it to the array a numbers using the push method of an array. In JavaScript, we have the push method to add numbers to an array. Automatically, they're added there. You don't have to use a loop. And then we displayed the sorted random numbers in a string accumulator R numbers. And then we have a button called sort numbers, where we call the sort function of the array. It's a variation of a quick sort, and fortunately we don't have to write it. We just need to call it a function which returns a minus b for ascending and b minus a for descending. And then we accumulated it into an accumulator string using the for loop. It's a for each loop in JavaScript. This may not be present in C, no? But this is for n of a numbers. This means that for every n of a numbers from 0 to the length of a numbers. And then we displayed it in a paragraph. The same thing, we had a reverse button, and then we also displayed it in a paragraph after recalling reverse. Reverse is just like sorting, but in reverse order. So that's all for now. I hope you follow. See you in the next video.